Welcome to this video that demonstrates how to configure an application developed in TIBCO Cloud Live Apps to use company data services to pass data to and from other systems. Adding a task to your application and configuring it to work with your company data services enables you to transfer data and receive data from other systems. This could be systems available via the internet or systems on your own computer networks. The data you can specify for a service depends on how the service has been developed. For example, for a candidate application, you may want to create, update, or delete employee data in your HR system. The developer responsible for your company data services provides a mechanism that allows you to pass your data. The services define how the data is mapped between your Cloud Live Apps application and the other systems. Meet Holly and Vickie. Holly is the developer responsible for her company's data services, and Vickie is a Live Apps application designer. Vickie has an application that defines a job interview process. As part of her application, she wants to create a new candidate in her company's HR system. Vickie's application also needs to be able to update a candidate's details in the HR system if the details change during the interview process. To do this, Vickie needs to find out from Holly if there is a suitable data service for her to use. If not, then Holly creates one and lets Vickie know when it is ready. The new task needs to be added to Vickie's candidate application. In Data Editor, she creates agency ID and name. This is the data her end users will enter for the candidate and that will be sent to the HR system using the task. She also creates data fields for the agency contact details. She can assign the data that the application receives from the agency service to these fields. Next, she needs to add a new task and set it to work with her company data services. This is the task that sends and receives data from the agency service to her application. Next, she needs to select a service. In the Select Service dialog, she sees all the services that have been exposed to her Live App subscription by an integration application developed by Holly using Live Apps. She selects the Find an Agency Details operation from the agency service. Next, she needs to define the data she wants her application to send to the service. Depending on how the service has been defined, some data is required by the service and some data is optional. For the agency service, Vickie's end user must enter the agency ID and name. Next, she needs to define the data she wants her application to receive from the service, so she assigns the outputs to her data fields. Vickie is now ready to test her application. As per her creator process, she creates a new case and adds some test data. When she opens the candidate's details, the case includes the details of the recruitment agency. This means that when the candidate was created, the service task was run and the HR system returned the recruitment agency details. She is satisfied her application is working correctly. After working with the application for a while, Vickie's users have noticed that sometimes they enter the agency ID and name and the application appears to work, but no agency details are displayed. Vickie wants to handle the situation when her agency service does not return any data. Vickie can do this by using the service response status. There are two possible returns that Vickie can use: OK and not found. Vickie decides to design an alternative flow in her creator process, depending on whether or not the data is successfully returned from the agency service. If the agency details are returned OK, then the data has been successfully received from the HR system, so the send an interview invitation task can be performed. If the response status is not OK, then Vickie configures the process to allow the end user to re-enter the agency name or ID, in case the wrong data was entered the first time. Once the end user has re-entered the agency name and ID, the service task is run again. Keep listening for more information about advanced topics. Now we'll look at assigning list data to and from services. Vickie decides she wants to look up a list of branch details for the recruitment agency, so later on she can keep track of which candidates are being provided by different branches. To do this, she has created a data type called address and added a data field for branch addresses to her application. Given the branch address a type of address and selects Yes, it's a list. She has created a service task called Get Agency Branch Details. In the service task output, she associates her branch agency contact details list with the branch agency contact details list for her service, and then assigns the content of the list of addresses using the replace option. This means that the company service maintains the branch details and provides them to Vickie when she needs them. Vickie is now ready to test her application. She adds a branch address and sees that it takes the information from her company data service. Thank you for watching this video.